Alright, hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Okay, so this is a continuance of the video just before this one, so I'd recommend go back and watch that one first. Although you don't have to, you'll still understand this one. Okay, so the reason why I didn't continue that video to make it longer, I just thought 26 minutes was long enough, okay? Let me know if you would have preferred me to leave it all in one video, okay? Alright, so this was the fourth conversation we had. So we reconnected. I didn't really know him that well years ago, but we reconnected at a coffee shop, just happened to bump into each other. And so this is our fourth phone conversation. So this is about the 10th or 11th day, something like that. I'm not exact, couldn't have been the 8th or 9th day, but somewhere around there. So what happened was he had said, hey man, you know, because we had like an hour conversation. I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm getting tired because I was actually really realizing this guy's a narcissist. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to find a way to just cut this guy off. He goes, hey man, I really, really want to talk to you tomorrow. And so we meet at this coffee shop. He goes, well, meet me at the coffee shop. I was like, yeah, okay, because I actually wanted to go to the coffee shop for other reasons. And it always gives me an excuse because it's actually out of town about 12-15 minutes. Now at the same time, I was pretty much just at a point where like, yeah, I'm pretty much done with this guy. He's doing all these you know, interrupt this, captain interrupt this, you know, mind spinning, questioning, interrupting, and all that stuff. Just a bunch of different red flags. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. Regardless, even if he was a narcissist, it was just exhausting talking to this guy. No, not a single conversation ever got completed. You'd open one, open another, open. It's like, Jesus, ping pong, ping. It's like all over the place. And I was like, I'm not doing this. And I'd even told him about 2 conversations before, like, hey man, I'm not going to do this anymore if this is how you talk to people. I'm not going to ping pong all over the place and change conversations in the middle of the conversation. I go, dude, we're just all over the place. Now, before I get into what happened, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, so here's the difference between someone who's not a narcissist and someone who is. So with me, I'm realizing like, wow, like all these people are talking shit about each other, stabbing each other in the back. And my whole thing is like, yeah, I want out of this. I do not want. Whereas a narcissist, they don't leave the group. They want to keep people around because they want to keep doing this. And that's generally what that's what narcissistic groups do. Everybody's talking shit about everyone. It's like, the minute I picked up on that, like, oh, I'm so out of this. I am not going to do this. So here's how a healthy group should be. And also here's how a healthy interaction should be with another human being. You should, there's a girl at a store that I go to, and she is just, it's not just her. There's her, one of her co-workers, and then there's 2 other girls that work there. I don't know them very well, but there's just one girl and this one guy. Just every time we talk, it's an enlightening experience. It's keyword, it's refreshing. They're happy, they're smiling, you're happy, you're smiling, and you walk away feeling alive. You feel refreshed. You don't feel drained. You don't feel exhausted. You don't feel guilty. You don't feel shame. You don't feel tired. You don't feel bad. It's really simple. Now, the more you have these experiences, the more you're going to walk away from the negative experiences, okay? So here's another thing. So number one, when you talk to people, it should feel good. You should feel happy. It should be refreshing. At the very worst case scenario, just kind of a neutral conversation, no big deal, no good, no bad, and you walk away. All right, so here's another one. So let's say I'm going to talk about a friend of mine or introduce you. I'm going to do it in a positive way. Hey, this is my friend so-and-so. He's really cool. He's this and he's that. You know, boom. I may not go over the top, but I'll say, hey, this is a really good person. Even if they're not there, oh man, my friend so-and-so, yeah, he's really cool, man, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he knows how to do this. He's really cool, and he does this. Yeah, he's really good at that. That's how it should be. Now, let's say you're with someone that you've known for a short period of time. They might introduce them in a positive way, but how do they talk about them afterwards? How do they talk about them before? Are they being negative? Are they cutting them down? I'm telling you right then, leave, because they're going to do the same thing to you. So all I wanted to give you in this little short section is realize that when people are talking about other people, it should be positive. It should be, oh yeah, so-and-so, he's really good. He's this, and it should be an overall positive experience. All right, so here's what happened. So this is like, we had bumped into each other at the coffee shop 2 or 3 times, and then he's like, hey man, you know what, let's do this again, meet me tomorrow, you know, around such and such time. Okay, so this happened a couple times, and then this last 4th conversation on the phone, he called me up, we had this long conversation, and he's all like, yeah man, you know, I really want to talk to you tomorrow. All right. And I'm kind of thinking, like, you know, this dude just flaked on me twice, like in the last 10 days. Like, he's pulled this on me twice. I pretty much have what I call a 2 strikes and you're out rule. Okay, in baseball you can strike 1, strike 2, and if you pop up foul and the catcher catches it, you're out. So it's a 2 strike rule for me. So he already had 2 strikes. Now watch what happens though. So I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. And okay, so here's what I literally said. It's like, okay, I tell you what. I go, if you want to meet tomorrow at such and such time, text me 30 minutes before you leave, okay? Because I don't want to take off and drive all the way up there and you end up not being there again. He goes, oh, no, I won't do that. I go, yeah, I don't care. I'm not leaving here unless you text me 30 minutes before. And so I go, so if you don't text me, I'm not going. And he goes, no, I'm definitely going to text you, dude. I definitely will, dude. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm like, okay. And again, he goes, I really want to talk to you. I was like, all right. All right, so 5:30 rolls around, and I'm busy working on my website. And I'm like, oh, he hasn't texted. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, yeah, he's not going to text. And of course, 6:30, he still doesn't text. I'm thinking, well, it's like a 15-minute drive from here, so he's got to text me pretty soon if he wants to meet at 7. He said just after 7, technically. Sure enough, it's a couple minutes after 7, nothing. And so I wait a little bit longer, and I text him, like, hey, man, you know, are you coming or what? And God, I wish I would have saved the damn text, so I would delete them. And then I waited about another 5 or 10 minutes. I texted, hey man, I'm out here in my car waiting for you. I don't see your car anywhere. I don't see you in the coffee shop. No, I'm in my living room working. I didn't even leave my freaking front door. I'm still here. Because I knew the guy wasn't going to show up. And even if he did, I told him to text me before, otherwise I wasn't going to show. So then I texted him another 10 minutes later. So now it's about, I don't know, 7:40. I don't know what time. It might have been 1:45. And I said, I think I said something like, yeah, I'm just out here waiting for you or something like that. You know. and then I said, oh, I'm just going to I'm going to go get some gas. So, okay, so he calls me up about 9:30, 9:45 at night. Now the place closes at 9, and I was busy working on my new video. And what happened was, he goes, "Hey man, did you try to call me?" I'm like, "No, why would I call you?" And then what did he say? And then I think I said, "No, but I texted you about 4 or 5 times." He goes, "Oh really?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, I didn't get them." And then he goes, "I only got one of them." Like, it's like, okay, look, we have the same phone provider, the same provider. We also have the same, we both have brand new iPhones, and we live in the same exact area. So it's like, dude, like, don't even bullshit me now. So if you get one of the texts, the other ones are going to go through. And if you get on the phone, so he's talking to me on his phone, which means he's connected to our service, which means the other text would have came through immediately when he got through, connected to it, right? So he's just bullshitting. I go, so are they there right now? He goes, no. He goes, none of them are there, man, except for the one. So here's what he said. This is the bullshit part. He goes, well, I couldn't make it. I'm like, well, why is that? He goes, well, I got caught up at work. And I said something to the effect like, well, when did you find out you weren't going to be able to make it? He goes, well, I knew I think he said 3 or 4. I don't remember exactly what time he said because I didn't give a shit. I'm like, well, why didn't you text me? And here's what he said. And this, my friends, it's not a red flag. It's the red flag. He goes, so I go, well, why didn't you text me and let me know that you couldn't make it? He goes, oh, I didn't think of that. So what is he essentially doing? He's already jumping into the devaluing phase. So he's essentially saying, yeah, when I realized that I wasn't going to show up at a meeting that I set up with you, and I told you multiple times I really, really wanted to talk to you, and I really wanted to see you at a certain time at this place, And then when he realized he couldn't make it, he didn't think to let me know he wasn't going to be there. So it's just a bullshit tactic to devalue you, and it's essentially saying you mean nothing to me. It didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think to let you know. And so now I don't let people off the hook that easy. I'm like, well, what about an hour later? Within the next hour, did it cross your mind? No, it didn't cross my mind. Now he's just digging himself into a fucking hole, right? And I go, well, what about the next hour? No, I didn't even think about it. Oh, you didn't think about it at all, huh? He's, nope, not at all. Now, if you're a little older and you've been through this a few times in the past, you know the entire thing was bullshit. He never planned on being there. He had no intentions of being there. And I knew the night before when he said, "Oh, I really want to talk. I really want to talk to you tomorrow. I want to talk to you, at the coffee shop." It was all bullshit. He had never had any plans. Here's the deal. The guy works for himself. He's his own boss. So it wasn't like he couldn't just get up and leave. He could have left at any moment in time. Not only that, but he works during the days. He doesn't work at nights. That's bullshit. So the real bullshit, the real red flags are, oh, I didn't think to contact you and let you know. Right there. If anyone says that to you, they just told you, I don't give a shit about you. They just told you, yep, I don't care enough to push a couple buttons on a phone to let you know. That's someone you need to leave immediately. And I mean immediately. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your mom, dad, brother, sister. They don't give a shit about you. Their whole thing is, I'm just going to play games with you. Or, yeah, I had a meeting with you, but I didn't really bother to care enough to contact you. So here's what I'm trying to say. That is, they literally just told you, like, I don't give a shit about you. And the whole text thing, when he said, oh, I only got one of them, even right there, he just gave himself away. Okay, so you did get one of them, though. Oh, so why didn't you text me then? Like, is there a certain number of text messages you need to get before you're spawned back? No. See, it's all a con job, people. See, here's the deal. When you meet this guy, like, he's like the nicest guy in the world. He's just kind of timid and shy. No, it's all an act. So because I have a 2 strikes and you're out rule, it comes from baseball with the pop-up fly. Like if the catcher catches a pop-up fly, so you strike 1, strike 2, and you pop it up. Boom. As far as I was a catcher, I always caught it. So as far as I'm concerned, you're out on the 2nd strike. And that's why I didn't even show up. So to wrap it up, another thing that I'd noticed in the 4 conversations was all he did was talk about all this negative shit. It was everything at this restaurant. The people there, they're mean, they're this, they're that. And I'm like, so why do you go there? If they're so messed up people, don't even... But it was like every conversation. So here's what happened. In this conversation, I said... So he started bringing up the negative things again. So I just said, look, man, every time you call, it's negative. I go, can you just tell me something positive? Like, did anything good happen today? How about this week? Did anything happen last year that was positive? I go, can you share something that's uplifting? And he goes, oh, I just did. I'm like, oh, tell me about how you don't trust these people, how they hurt your feelings, and how this girl stabbed this guy in the back and screwed the waitress over. I go, that's positive stuff to you? Like, oh, okay. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm definitely out of here. So here's another red flag that really, it almost scared me because it was like a flashback to the last person. Because my God, the last person did this all the damn time. Here's what it was. He literally said to me, and it was about every conversation, he would do it 2 or 3 or 4 times in the conversation. He constantly kept asking me, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think I am? And he meant his looks, and I was like, oh my God. So I evaded the question the first couple of days. Finally, this one, I was like, I don't give a shit. I said, you know what, dude? I don't know. I don't fucking judge guys on a scale of 1 to 10, dude. I don't do that. And then I threw in the old, I just think that's kind of creepy, man. In all sincerity, when a dude asks you to judge their looks on a scale of 1 to 10, dude, something's not right with that. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So I just think that's weird. So, okay, now here, okay, so number 1, this is a red flag, and here's why. is because it was every single conversation, and it was 2, 3, and he would persist even when I was like, man, I don't want to answer that question, or I would change the subject, like, dude, I don't want to talk about that, and he would just persist right there. What they're doing is they're fishing for compliments. A narcissist's number one need, they need to be complimented over and over, consistently, again and again. It's like, oh my God. If you get someone that constantly, hey man, doesn't this tattoo look good? Hey, what do you think about it? And you've already answered that question like 3 times. Literally look at them and go, dude, what is your effing deal? I've already told you 5 freaking times. Like, jeez. Or if it's their hair, or if it's like I'm going to tell you right now, if that does happen, I am telling you, you're dealing with a real life narcissist. Alright, so here's another one. So I got a flat on my bike, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Mike's Bikes, I'm going to get a new tube, blah, blah, because I really like Mike's Bikes. It's a brand new store. It's freaking, well, not brand new, it's about 5 years old, but it's still new to me. It's huge, and just I love the vibe down there. And he goes, no, don't go there. Go to this other bike shop. I'm like, what bike shop? Because there's one down the block, about 2 blocks on the same side of the road. I go, you mean that little one by the corner? He goes, yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. So here's the deal. Remember, a narcissist is always trying to hijack your thoughts. And they're always trying to take over, like, to tell you what to do, because they want to be in total control. And this is how they do it. They do it little by little. It's like, oh no, don't go to that shop, go to the shop over here. And you know one thing I'm going to tell you right now, if someone is constantly doing that to you, get them out of your life, because their number one goal is to lead you off track. No matter what you want to do, they're like, no, don't do what you want to do what I want you to do. Again, let's say they're not a narcissist. Well, if they're not a narcissist, they're a goddamn control freak, and you need to get the hell away from them. Alright, here's another technique. This is an absolute red flag. So let's say you're trying to answer a question, and they interrupt you, and they change the conversation, and you keep trying to get back to it, and you're like, dude, can you let me just finish the damn... If you just let me speak for a minute and a half, I can complete the thought, right? So let's say you have something that literally could take a minute and a half or 2 minutes to complete a thought, right? And 10 minutes later, you still haven't gotten to finish what you were trying to say. This is what I call dragging it out. They're doing it on purpose. It's a time waster. They don't even care about what your answer is. They're just messing with you. So here's the final one. It's time wasters. It's people that promise you, like, oh, I can teach you how to do that, and then they never get around to it. Okay, days, weeks, even months go by. They are purposely wasting your time. A lot of times the very thing that said that they could show you how to do or fix or help you with, they don't know how to do it. They're just saying this so they can make you delay. Whereas you could have just found another friend or hired someone to get it done, and it would have been done the first week. See, their whole thing is just to delay everything. All your projects, all your dreams, your vacation, everything. They don't want you to enjoy your life. If somebody wastes your time, cut them out of your life. That is the absolute worst freaking thing a person can do to another human being. Get them out of your life immediately. Hey, this is Mike Colleen. We're all about kicking ass, taking names, and just doing really cool stuff and turning our life around and becoming awesome. We are the awesome ones. Remember, kick ass, have fun, and enjoy life, because that's what it's all about. Click subscribe, click that like button. Go ahead and make a comment, and if you want, go and make a donation right down there in the description box right there below, or go to my website and buy one of my dating relationship books. Alright guys, God bless you. See you in the next video.